Welcome to KanTalk. So this presentation is by me and all of these people. And my book is by Pullman. It's called The Subtle Knife. It's one of the trilogy called His Dark Materials. And today I'm going to talk about how the writer proved that innocence plus knowledge equals maturity. And this is a question now, but we're going to solve it like how we solve a math problem. And I just would like to include this picture because they had armored polar bears in this book. So first of all, in order to prove that the innocence plus knowledge equals maturity, innocence and maturity must be two different things. And in the book, they were two separate things. And there are two examples. Dust is like a ghost kind of particle that only surrounds adults who are already whose soul has already been contaminated. And similarly, specters has a similar effect. They only eat people who have not have sexual relationships or others. This whole thing, the difference between maturity and innocence also has biblical reference to when Adam and Eve was innocent when God created them, but when Eve ate the apple and they left the garden, they in a sense matured. And now we come back to how the writers actually proved this process. First of all, we have to introduce some backgrounds. The whole world is controlled by a church. It has like similar references to the Catholic Church, but this is like very dark church who wants to control its people to get rid of the free will. And in order to do that in this world, the main character, Lyra, was actually the new Eve. Has a thirst for knowledge, which is actually in the world what the apple stands for in the original story of Eve taking the apple. So the apple actually does not represent the original sin, it represents knowledge. So what she took was knowledge. That's why we have free will. So according to the book, we would not have developed in any way if Eve did not eat the apple. And similarly, there's this figure. This is J.R. Tolkien, who was also an orphan because the male character was an orphan too. And these two both have something in their desire. And what she had was knowledge. She desired knowledge. And what he has was a sense of looking for his father because he was an orphan. And together, of course, through the process of growing and knowledge and learning stuff, of course, they fell in love with each other and had sex, which is a very main concept in this book, and which brought actually free will back to the world, which was controlled by the church. And this, of course, is similar to the story that I just told about Adam and Eve in the actual Bible, to reference to the Catholic Church. And why is this important? I think in this book, sex should be understood in a more metaphorical sense, in terms of it can be understood as free will, like your inner desires, how you should not refuse to withhold your inner desires and your dreams. And this is free. So with free will, you actually can change your destiny, and that's what Lyra did, because she was the second Eve. She had a destiny, but she changed it. And on the other hand, the second one, you have to point out the significance of knowledge in this book. All of them, both of these characters brought peace and free will to the world, by gaining knowledge, and which can also go back to interpret in a religious sense, which means that God created us in very different ways, but we have to know what's good for us and learn in order to grow, to become what God desired us to do.